toe, heel toe. Downshift and let the engine do the work. Speed Racer is back.
Alright, we are back. And let us grab these two express coaches. And unwrap them from their bubble wrap. And I will talk a bit about why I got the Play-Rail Shooting Star Gordon, of course, but also why I got these, these express coaches, because you might be saying, well, don't you already have some express coaches? And in fact, I do. I have the rest of my express coach collection, I guess you could call it, sitting off to the side of the unboxing space right here. And let's bring in, well, actually, let's look at these ones first. So we have, oh, that's interesting. This red express coach, I doubt you can see it. There we are. Copyright 2006 Ghislaine Thomas Limited. If I look at my other red express coach doesn't have that. It just says made in Thailand. That's interesting. This green express coach that I just got doesn't have it. And neither do either of my previous green express coaches. You can't see it on that one, and you can't see it on that one. So that's very interesting that this one has it. I wonder if this is like from the Thomas and the Freight Cars set or something, so it has that. That's very interesting. But as you just saw, I already own one red express coach and then two green express coaches. Let me get all of them into frame here. And basically the reason why I got this third green express coach is so that way I can, couple all three of these express coaches together so Gordon can have a complete express for him to pull throughout the day. And then I got this second red express coach here so I can have a extra set of coaches for an engine like James, for example, to pull around. So that way the engines aren't just always pulling around Connor and Caitlin's coaches as a stand-in for the, what's it called? The old coaches, or like Emily's coaches. And that's why I'm kind of happy that I have this express coach that goes with Shooting Star Gordon here. But, I got another two express coaches, one of each color, so that way I could have more coaches for engines to pull, so that way I'm not always having the engines pulling freight cars and such. Not that freight trains are bad or anything. A goods train! But, just to have some variety, and that's another reason why I bought Emily's coach that we just unboxed a little bit ago. So that way, Emily can be pulling her coach and, doing her own little adventures and such. So, yeah, that's really why I got these extra coaches. And of course, I have plans for the, set of take-along Annie and Clarabelle here, and the new set of these red branch line coaches that I just got. see, can I do a bit of coach stacking? I guess I can. Alright, that's pretty rad. So, yeah, I have plans for these two and these two. Emily's coach here is going to stay the same as it normally is. And as for Shooting Star Gordon's express coach, I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything unique with that yet. I might repaint it into a Polar Express coach, but I'm not sure yet. I might keep it like this. I might try and repaint it to match the green express coaches there and turn it into the buffet coach or the dining coach that was seen in season 8. So yeah, I will move these coaches back into the yard, and we will continue on with our next item. Alright, so we are back for the next part of this big unboxing of mine. And this time, or in this section, we are going to be taking a look at this rather big box. And this box comes all the way from the United Kingdom. It comes from Hatton's Model Railways. It comes from Hatton's over in the UK. And this is going to be something that I will be featuring in, oh goodness, season 2 of Z-Man and Friends, so it's kind of an important bit to unbox here, and I'm honestly really excited. I've never purchased something like this before, and I've especially never purchased anything from the UK before. So, let's kind of get this thing open. I know you can't see what I'm trying to get into here. There we go. Alright. We got there in the end, folks, and that's what matters. So we've got a lot of this wrapping. We get the huge little box out of our... Whoop! Well, it kind of just dropped out of the little packet it was being housed in. We have this super quick model kits, Country Church. There we go, Country Church. HO and OO gauge model railways card kits. This is for an upcoming episode in season 2, revolving around Toby the Tram Engine. I'm not going to take it out of its package here because obviously I don't plan on assembling it here in this video, but yeah, it looks really good. I'm honestly glad I bought it. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to say other than, honestly, I probably would recommend Hatton's. Even though this is the only thing I've purchased from there so far. It seems like they're a great place to shop if you need some stuff from the UK and you don't want to pay a whole lot. So yeah, stay tuned for this church appearing in a future episode of Season 2 of Z-Man and Friends. And we shall move on to another item. And welcome back to this massive unboxing video. I really hope you're enjoying this sort of thing. Not a lot of people do giant unboxings like this anymore. But we are on my bed, and we have the lineup of plushies in the background, with most of Team RWBY. Still missing Weiss, Neo over there, well, Neo, and the unofficial RWBY. Why do we have a bunch of plushies in the background? Well, maybe this box will explain that to us. You know, I'm just now realizing that I never censored out my address on this one before I went to film, so that's fun. I think I'm gonna cut the rest of it open off camera just in case anything happens. You aren't getting my address. Oh, green giant. Oh, green giant. Oh, don't ask, because I don't know. Cardboard. Pull it open. And it's Petty. It's Petty. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say vinyl on her. It's just weird. Not super typical plushie materials, but Petty. I own Petty now. So, I know the angle here isn't great. Let me pick up the camera. So I got this used on eBay because it's not possible to get Petty new anymore, which is a real shame. Thanks, Rooster Teeth Productions LLC. Full government name. No, it's weird because with the other RWBY plushes, even Neo, who's the most recent one that I own, there's a lot more of like soft or softer materials in use on them. Whereas with Petty, it's a bunch of like there's some like smoother materials like on the boots and such, but there's a lot more of rougher materials. Mostly what's soft is just her hair. So I suppose if you know what Petty really was, a little android buddy, kind of makes sense for most of her plushes material to be more rough than the rest of the girls, but I'm really happy I got this. She's in really great shape for being used, although I think the description of the item on eBay was very slightly used. Still soft, still really clean, still really adorable. So, I don't knock Yang over. We will scoot. Neil, for the love of frick, just stand up. Thank you. We'll move them aside. So we can put Petty in there with RWBY. That's close. And with that, I will try to give us a good angle of all of them together, and we will move on to the next item. Alright, we are back down here in Radiator Springs because we have another 2 Cars items to a box. First, we have Fillmore, the hippie van who lives in Radiator Springs and was voiced by George Carlin in the original Cars film. I found this guy hiding away at Walmart. He wasn't in the normal Cars area with all the other Cars stock. He was in a little display area all by himself with the spare Lightning McQueen that we unboxed earlier. And yeah, it's interesting. On the back of Lightning's box, this area had another character here beside Doc. But on Fillmore's, it's just empty, which I think is pretty weird. But hey, I'm not the guy who makes the toys.
Let's try that again.
Alright, well, that was a bitty... Alright, well, that was a pretty big blunder on my part. I accidentally knocked the camera over trying to unbox Fillmore here, so that's pretty fun. Great. So, but yeah, no, that's a bit weird. I don't know why he doesn't have anyone else on the back of the box, but yeah, no. So, let me move the camera down to road level for us. So here he is. I haven't looked at the movie for like reference of how Fillmore's supposed to look in quite a bit of time. However, I would assume that this is accurate to how he looks in Cars 1. He's, you know, made of solid quality metal like the rest of the characters in the die-cast range are. One thing that I don't like about Fillmore's model, if you like compare him to like the other characters, he is leaning to one side, which means that like if you try to make him go, he kind of just like curves in a specific direction. But I mean, people aren't really going to be bothered by that, especially, you know, kids who are buying these, who are getting these Cars toys. They're not going to really worry about that. But otherwise, he's pretty good. He's very highly detailed. Even got the rest of the detail on the roof there and some underneath details. And again, quality make. And that's really all I have to say about Fillmore, but we have another Cars thing to unbox here, and let me pull the camera back a little so we can see it. It is a 2-pack of Flo and Saludos Amigos Ramon. I really hope I didn't just completely destroy that pronunciation. On the back, there's pictures of the other ones you can get. I know it's upside down, but you've got this one of the Cars 3 Lightning McQueen fan and this racing official with the white, I believe, final lap flag. You've got the one we have here with Flo and Ramon. And then we have, I believe, that one right there that you see in front of you is heyday versions of 2 of the legend racers from Cars 3. I'm not super sure. And then the other 2 that you see right there and right there are just packs of some of the next gen racers from Cars 3. So let's try to open this up without completely tearing up the set and knocking the camera down. And hopefully without making it take 500 years. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there eventually. All right. Here, let me just take that off for us. Let's do that. Sorry you're not getting the best angle here. Take Flo out first. take Ramon out. And I have, let's go with Ramon first, just because I don't have as much to say about him, because I already own Ramon. I don't own this paint scheme, but I already own Ramon, so it's a very interesting color. I don't remember where this is seen in the Cars films, I'll be honest. I believe, from what I was told beforehand, when I was giving some friends a sneak peek at this unboxing video, that it's used at the end of the film, at the end of Cars 3, where Cruz is part of Dynaco, and Lightning is being her mentor or something. But I don't remember. I haven't seen Cars 3 in a while, so yeah. But there's Ramon. I'll actually slide him into his body shop there, taking care of Jackson Storm. And here we have Flo. I have not owned Flo in recent times before this, so it's my first appraisal of Flo. It's very accurate to the film. I feel like her face, I know it's probably not focusing very well on it, but I don't know. I just feel that her face is a little creepy. I don't know. It's probably just the way her eyes have been done. Like, if we look back at the packaging here, her eyes are a lot bigger than they are on the model, which I think is why she looks so like she's about to snap at someone or something. But otherwise, it's very accurate and it's very high quality. The paint feels a little rough, I will admit, but I'm not really gonna judge a toy just because, you know, the paint feels a little rough. I mean, we just unboxed Shooting Star Gordon and all those passenger coaches a little bit ago, and, you know, those were used, but, you know, the paint's still scuffed, and, like, even then, you can't control everything on a product, but yeah, there's Flo. I will put her there, and I will move Lightning and Fillmore back up further, and we will move on to our next item. Alright, here we are back outside of Flying Battery Zone, which can only mean it's time for another Sonic unboxing, and this time we have a 4-inch figure. We have the 4-inch Silver the Hedgehog with the red starring accessory, and this was a lucky find at Walmart. Now, I was talking earlier about how I found the Burrowbot and Charmy Bee at Target, and that they haven't had a lot of good stock in recently, and that's actually where I found the 2-pack with Flo and Ramon as well. And, you know, Walmart tends to have pretty decent toy stock in the areas of Cars and Sonic, but a lot of what they have at Walmart is just Sonic, either with like the invincibility with this wave, or the extra life box from the wave with Big and Chaos, or the generic Walmart only Star Spring Sonic that doesn't advertise any other figures on the back, or the Vector, Amy, Ray, and Classic Sonic one with the open mouth Classic Sonic in the Yellow Spring. But sometimes they'll have other characters. There's like Big, Knuckles, Tails, in this case Silver, and I got Omega at a Walmart too. But it's just a bit of a shame that Walmart struggles to stock anyone that isn't Sonic, and I think that goes for, stores like Target as well. They just stock a bunch of Sonics, and it's just like, that's cool and all, but can I have some of these other characters, please? So, yeah, that's basically where I stand on it. I mean, Sonic stuff being sold in stores, period, is a miracle, and this guy comes from the wave with Omega and the Yellow Chaos Emerald, Tails with a checkpoint, and Sonic with the invisibility monitor, and Silver's character description. I'm trying to get it in frame here. I know it's facing the complete wrong way, but it will focus. It only reads a mysterious herald from the future, which is a very baseline description of who Silver is. Though I guess it does make a bit of sense, considering, Sonic 06 basically never happened, as far as I'm aware, for how the Sonic timeline goes, but then again, the Sonic timeline is very messy and broken, just like Sonic 06. So, here's Silver as he is. I'm actually gonna get the... just launched it out of there. There's the red star ring. Actually, can I replace one of the rings up there with the red star ring? Yes, I can. Alright. And then I'll just, put the other ring like that for the moment. Now, if there's one problem that I do have with Jax's Sonic toys, it's how ridiculously difficult it is for you to get them out of the box. And, I get that a part of it is, anti-theft or whatever, but it's just, come on, man. I want to open this guy and, put him up on display, not fight just to get him out of the package, Someday we'll get him out of here, I hope. And there we go. Not the most graceful of landings whatsoever, but we did end up getting him out of there in the end. So here is Silver. It's weird how Jax handles Silver, because they always have one hand in sort of a pose for he can't move his head very much, but a sort of pose for his telekinesis. And then the other hand is just a closed fist of sorts. But here is Silver. Having some trouble standing up, although he is on carpet, so... and his legs are acting a bit weird, so I'm not going to blame him for it. Technically, he does have a rotating head, but the way his chest fur is molded doesn't really let you move it all that much. You've got the multi-jointed arms. You do have twisting wrists there, and it's the same on both arms, and then Jax's Sonic figures are funny because they don't have elbow joints, but they have knee joints. And I know that the Sonic Movie 2 figures got special treatment and gave you elbow joints. And yet, there's always the ankle rotation, just saying. And even the 4-inch figures have pegs underneath their shoes, so you could, in theory, find an action figure base and, stand these characters up if you want to put them on display. So that's really cool. But, you know, I just think it's a little weird that they put elbow joints on the Sonic Movie 2 figures and not the rest of the 4-inch Sonic line. Especially because the 4-inch Mario figures tend to have the elbow joints no matter what. So it's just kind of like, why not? Though I do understand because if you remember Jazzwares' Sonic figures, and I'm not trying to hate on Jazzwares or anything, they were really good for their time, but they did have their issues, and one of them was that the quality control wasn't exactly the greatest, and you know, a lot of their times their joints would break and such, so you had to be a bit more careful with them. And it's just, you know, well, since that tended to happen a lot, I can understand why, you know, like Jax and Sega are just like, hey, maybe we won't put as much articulation to our figures to try and avoid that happening. So, yeah, but no, overall, I think that Jax's 4 Silver here is actually a pretty decent figure. The spines, I suppose, here, up at the top near his face, are rubbery-ish. Or they're more flexible than the rest of the figure, so, you know, they won't break off super easily. I think really the only thing that they could improve with the silver figures, you know, letting you move the head around a bit more and not having it be blocked by his chest fur. But overall, I think it's a very solid figure, and I'm glad to have silver as part of my ever-growing Sonic figure collection. So, I suppose now we will move on to the next item. So here we are back again for the unboxing, and here we have some Playrail double track riser pieces straight from Japan. I got these mainly just because I needed to have some of them for future sets and episodes and such. So let us hopefully get right into them. And I've always wanted to have, goodness me, some of these double track risers. I believe I first saw them in, I want to say, D. Coleman H's videos. Because he had a couple of these. I believe he got them from the set with the giant Toby Thomas. And yeah, I've always wanted to have a few of these, and I have a great way, of testing them. So you get 6 of them per package. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these are just a really great way of elevating your railways. And I have some. I don't own any actual Playrail double track at the moment, so for the time being, we're just using some single line straights, and then I have my old red bridge here that if I can get it into frame, we will be setting up sort of a viaduct here for you as I break the top of the bridge off camera. And this is the one thing that I've always wanted to do with, you know, my red bridge and these dual tracked risers is make a bigger red bridge like this, and now I finally can. So for the interior of that bridge, I'll just use my 2 double-length straight rails. That I've had for just a little bit in my collection. I haven't owned them for too terribly long, but they're still great pieces to have. Wasn't that fantastic? Okay, so ignoring me just completely knocking down the bridge. Great job, me. That was... Here, let us try this out. There we go. Perfect. And then we shall grab, have her sitting off to the side, Emily from my collection, and then her coach from an earlier part of the unboxing. And then there we have the Playrail double track risers in full use, in full glory. And we shall watch Emily as she crosses over this bridge for us. Maybe. And you know what, for good measure, let's try it out with our friend Shooting Star Gordon. So these double-tracked risers will come in very handy, and I will probably be buying another set of them, if I'm being completely honest, just so I can have, more track space to use, and especially so that way I can raise up, like, this old iron bridge, this, I guess it's like the Thomas Wooden Railway double wide old iron bridge destination. Raise it up some more like that. Raise it up a few extra levels on the track there, but I mean, as it is, it's still very nice to finally be able to, you know, raise my track up to this level. And even here in this setup, you can see that I still have 2 risers left over. That's because over there at the back there's actually, here, let me move the camera to show you, there's actually a single track riser leading into one of these curved spirals because I put a single to double rail switch there. Or single to double line switch. But these will definitely come in handy, and I'm very glad to finally have some. So let's move on from the old iron bridge and towards our next item. Alright, it's time for another box, and this one comes to us. I think you can read it right there. Good Smile. They're the people behind Nendoroids and such, and there is one of those in here. So, cutting the cardboard again. That seems to be a running theme, this unboxing. Cutting through the cardboard and not the tape. There we go, that worked. I'm going to have to find the center line to cut through the tape top, which actually this time I will show you me attempting that. There we go. Alright, so we peel back the layers of this, I suppose. She's upside down. Holy mackerel, that's a lot of freaking paper there, Good Smile. Holy cannoli. We've got a little member sticker, that's kind of them. And then we have the moment we've been waiting for, Blake. I bought the Blake Nendoroid. I've always wanted to own a Nendoroid. And like, I think the first one that like really got me into wanting to own a Nendoroid was the Sonic the Hedgehog ones that they released back for the 20th anniversary with Sonic, right around Sonic Generations. But I have never been able to get a hold of one until right now with Blake. Excuse me. Obviously, because I'm a big RWBY fan, I would have to get one of the RWBY Nendoroids, and at some point I want to own all 5 of them. The original set of Team RWBY, and then the Ice Queendom RWBY that they released, that they're releasing recently. Yeah, the box, which you can barely see. Here, I'll go in close. The box is very nice. We have a picture of Blake there. We have her name written over top the plastic window, and you can see the different parts in there. On the side, we have the color scheme and her and promo photos of the product, and also at the top we have the at the top of the front we have this logo, the Good Smile logo, and the RWBY logo. Around the back we have more of the promotional photos, all the legal information, and this English language sticker here. And there's the camera stand, if you were wondering. Then at the top, another thing. At the bottom, more Blake, and then a barcode. So, there is some evil sellotape on the top. Totally didn't just steal that joke from our old friend Ashens. So I will cut into that, and we will actually be fully unboxing the Blake Nendoroid in this video, because I want to. Darn it. Oh. Great, it's upside down. On the inside, there's a little advertisement for the Nendoroid easel stands. I'm really just interested in getting, Nendoroids themselves at the moment. That's a really nice feature right there. You can, the box doesn't get in my way. Yeah, you can pull that right out. Nice. Alright. So there's a little instruction leaflet here, which just talks about, the different parts and how to swap them, how to, unclip the sheath and stuff. There's our little contents area, which, oh no, it's not sellotaped. Or is it? Maybe it's just being difficult with me. Oh, well, I just dumped all the parts on the floor. That's fun. That face says all about that, really. So there's the sword mode gamble shroud, and this is actually a piece of ribbon here for all the ribbon ends on the gamble shroud variants. So here's the gun mode or pistol. It's actual ribbon. That's really nice. Here's the sheathed gamble shroud here. Again, actual ribbon at the ends. The bent leg piece. And obviously, I already showed her worried faceplate. And then we have the swappable catty faunus ears for her. And then at the back, taped to the bottom and the back, we have her arm and hand pieces alongside her base. And then Blake herself is actually wrapped up in plastic, which is very nice. How kind of you. You must have known that I was... Okay, well, I am unfortunately too stupid to... Oh no, there we go, I got that one. They put a lot of plastic up to wrap Blake up. Which, again, how kind of you, but also a tiny bit annoying, may I say. Just because, I'm trying to open this. I'm trying to, have fun with figure, not, fight with the stuff for 300,000 years. So, arms, wrists, yay. Got neck movement, which, oh my goodness, I broke Blake's neck, everybody. That's not supposed to happen. Let's see if I can, move this arm without popping it out, maybe? Okay. And we have the leg joints, which aren't very much on an Nendoroid, but I'm not expecting it to be. So, yeah, I'll be honest, I've never Nendoroided before, so I don't exactly know how things work, but I suppose that's all in the trial and error of this, isn't it? So, and it's all part of the fun of an unboxing, so That's my excuse for saying this is my first time owning one of these products. I have no clue what I'm doing. Let's go with that, shall we? Even though, you know, it is true. I've never owned an Android before. I might have seen like an Android or two in a shop once, or like they've had some imported stuff, like the SH Figuarts Mario. But yeah. Alright. There's just this little, like, weird connector piece here that has a smiley face on it. You're probably not even going to be able to make that out. But okay. I don't understand why. But you know what? Sure. Let's just go with that, won't we? Which end of the peg? Okay, so it was that one that I was just trying to use. I can put this in there. I'll have to break Blake's neck again, by the looks of it. Alright, it's in there. At least a little better than I was getting it in there. Let me pause here. Oh, there we go. And there we are. There's Blake on their little stand. Our base. And the faces. There we go. So how do you... Oh. Like that. I don't like how that looks without art sound. So I'm gonna quickly make my best attempt to swap the bow out for her kitty ears. So I know I'm doing off camera, but this is fiddly work. It's around the same scale as... Okay, so it's a little bit shorter than like a 4-inch figure, probably somewhere within like a 3-inch. So there's Blake with her cat ears instead of the bow. Move that. Side. The alternate leg is supposed to be for. This piece is what all true warriors strive for. Essentially pop this leg piece out. Pop the new one in. There we go, here's the little bent leg. And then there are different hand pieces, or arm pieces I suppose, in the plastic baggie. Whoa, I just launched one, that's fun. For use. For your use, I suppose I should be saying. And I'm gonna try and get her to hold Gamble's out. I can. Is that really how it's supposed to work? Oh, okay, that's for a different handle. Is it? Is it just how... Interesting. And, well, not the brightest engine in the shed, I suppose I could put it, but it is a bit odd, so this time I will attempt to show the swapping of a part on camera. It works a little like that. People in Japan are probably watching this and thinking like, what the frick is this audio? But, you know, I've never owned a Nendoroid before, so it's all very new to me. So, yeah, but, no, that's cool. I like that. Kinda like seeing her just holding her weapons like that. That's also pretty cute. Very sturdy, solid material. Well, all around, I still kind of can't get over the fact that they actually put ribbon on the end of the different Gamble Shroud pieces. I just think that's neat. So yeah, it's a very, very nice figure. I'm really glad I bought this, and now I want to buy Yang to go with her and pre-order the re-release of Sonic. If only they hadn't discontinued RWBY, because RWBY's my favorite RWBY character, and I want to own her, but oh well. I guess that's... well, I haven't tried changing her face, and I'm a little afraid to try and do so. There's a diagram on how to do it. You're supposed to remove the hair at the front. So let me try and get Blake off of her stand so I can do this a bit easier. You're supposed to remove the hair at the front. A difficult little process, I really admit. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you remove the front hair like that, and then you kind of get this hole in the Nendoroid's cranium. You just kind of having a nicer neck. Kind of just... yeah. And then you put the other plate back in its spot, like so. As arm falls off on me. And some more. And then you just pop the hair back in. And then boom! Blake is now worried. Okay, on the back of Blake's stand there's not gonna be... oh, almost. There's copyright to Rooster Teeth, which is kind of interesting. I thought all Nendoroids just kind of used a generic stand, but I suppose I was wrong. That's very interesting. I'm, again, very happy that I got this. I'm putting Blake's spare parts back in the package, but I think what I'll do is I'll just put her up on display. And so I need to take her down again, probably whenever I get the Yangman droid to go with her. Maybe. Can't have one half of the bees without the other, can you? So, thank you, Blake. And I'll clean up her box, and we will move on to the next item. Well, we're coming to the end of this massive unboxing video, and I think that I'm saving the best for last. This will be our second to last set of items we're going to unbox, and we have a big box. Well, a box. And we have a coach and another coach. This has kind of been the coach's extravaganza, I suppose you could say. Excuse me. We have Toby's Museum coaches, and I think, judging on that, you can guess what's in that box back there. But no, we have the museum coaches, and wow. Yeah, Bachman really does just list everything they're selling on the back, don't they? Oh well. And basically have to cut into Bachman's packaging like this because they really... let's just say Bachman's boxes aren't the most consumer-friendly out there. I understand why they would, do it like this, but goodness gracious, is it really, really annoying to have to, wrench with these clamshell sort of boxes and such. It's just, I don't know, it just feels honestly really pointless to me. But let's see if we can't get this passenger coach out of the box. There we go. So there's the composite coach, and I will wait to take it out of its little protective case there until we have the brake coach free as well. And I did indeed intentionally get these together. I did not just order one coach and not get another. And I know that there was only the brake coach in Thomas & Friends. In the original Thomas series, there was only a brake coach. But I've got plans for these coaches in my show. So I figured, why don't I buy them together? And speaking of why not, why don't I put down some easy track for us for when we take these rather nice looking coaches out of their package, if I can even get that to happen on camera. Alright, well, I didn't get it on camera, but I did indeed get the composite coach out. Let's move it back and see if I can get the brake coach out on camera. Well, there we go. So, these are repaints of the Bachman red coaches, like the brake coach here was in the television series, and that's actually why I got, pull them across the track here, this spare set of red coaches for Trackmaster, because I'm going to be repainting them into Toby's museum coaches, or should I say Toby's church coaches. give you another hint as to why I bought all this Bachman stuff. They have a similar feel to most of the other Bachman Thomas stuff I own. They do feel pretty nice. The paintwork is applied really well on these. I like the white, the white trim on the wheels. I think that's a really nice touch on the coaches in general. And I mean, the track and the coaches are both brand new, obviously, but I mean, they roll on, this little stretch of track right here extraordinarily well. So I suppose, well, I'm gonna have to jump cut, but I think it's time we open this box. Alright, let's get into this box right here. Let's see if I can cut it down the middle properly, and I think I can. Cut it at the other side. And we have, scan this code and get a free catalog from Mark. Cosplay and prop making, model kits, specialty hand tools, mini power tools, hobby supplies, model trains, and so much more. Well, that's very kind of them to include their little card. Here it is, the moment we've been waiting for. Bachman Toby the Tram Engine. They advertise quite a number of characters on the back. You've got the original 7 alongside Celebration Thomas, Analog Sound Thomas, Emily and Spencer. And then they have Mavis Diesel, Bill Ben, Donald Douglas, Duck, Airy, Bert, Oliver, Rosie, and Paxton listed on there. Oh, and Grumpy Diesel. It's weird that Iron, Airy, and Bert are listed on there, considering that, as far as I remember, they have been discontinued, but who knows. The copyright date on the back of Toby says 2018, whereas the coaches say 2019, so I'm honestly not surprised that it's a little different to, the rest of it. Come on, buddy. Alright, there's one. Whoops. Side of clamshell, and there goes the other, so we can set Toby free. Get him out of there. Here is Bachman Toby the Tram Engine out of the box. And this does appear to be the earlier version of Toby before they darkened his paint severely, and I think they fixed the gray coupling hooks on him. But that's, I mean, he feels kind of like my Bachman Thomas. Light, plasticky, but he does feel good. He doesn't feel awful or anything. He's got the hook and loop couplers, the specialized ones for fitting into his cow catchers. Paint is nice and crisp. It doesn't feel super light or anything. There we go. There he is on the track. Nearly falling off the track at that rate. There he is, coupled to his museum cars. And you might be asking, well, why don't you run Toby? Why don't you actually mess with him and have some fun? And that's the plan. I've got one last thing to unbox, that will help us out with that, actually. So stay tuned for the final part of the unboxing. Alright everybody, and welcome to the last part of this unboxing video where we will be opening up and taking a look at... Boom! It's not even all in shot. What a fantastic thing that is. The Bachman-Thomas starter sets. The HO scale Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle HO scale electric train set. On the side, we have the part list, still 17 pieces, wow. On the back, there's artwork or a promotional photo of Thomas, his coaches, the circle of track, and then there's the images of everything else. Thomas's eyes move side to side. In snap fit circle easy track, assembles only in minutes, and then at the bottom you get a collect them all thing, so you can, you know, go and collect them all. And we've got some nice packaging damage on that end. Thank you, Hobbytown USA. This is why you do not shop there for your choo-choo trains, I would have said, as a fine controller of a railway myself. That's not very kind of you. There's even more packaging damage on the inside of it. Isn't that just swell? There's the little window with Thomas, Annie, and Clarabelle there. And then pulling this part out separately, we have the contents and manuals alongside our power adapter. And then here we've got all your easy track with some clear twisty ties. And then on this end we've got the power, the transformer for your controller. And since I have so much nickel silver easy track, I will not be using the steel easy track for this. I will be using my, well, nickel silver track to run Thomas and his passenger coaches, and the Bachman Toby and his museum coaches. So we've got limited warranty in English and in Spanish. Advertisement for catalog. Thomas Coupler diagram, easy track instructions, exploited part diagram for Thomas, and the contents list. Here's our little power wire that I will get undone, and I think it's weird that Bachman has now started to, well, use their normal gray controller for the Thomas stuff when they used to include a special Thomas Blue controller. Instead, I'm gonna get a knife going here so we can open, so we can get into what is inside the plastic tray. I will take Clarabelle out first. So there's Clarabelle. I believe it is just the same Clarabelle that we've had for years. Same with Annie. And then I will be as gentle as I can with Thomas off screen, so I don't break him. Here is Thomas. Now, I own two Bachman Thomases. Or rather, I have owned two Bachman Thomases before owning this one. This is the most recent Bachman Thomas that I own, which means that it has the different eyebrows, like the, I believe, UK version of Thomas. But otherwise, Thomas appears to be the same Thomas. It's just that his face has different eyebrow paint. His eyebrows are more slanted. He honestly, I will say, it looks better than the old face. Not by terribly much. And even then, I'm fine with the Bachman Thomas face. I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? But it's just the promo art Thomas face rendered in 3D a little poorly. I can't bring myself to hate the Bachman Thomas face or Bachman James's face. Bachman Percy, on the other hand, I will gladly join the hate train on. hate train. Because, yeah, that face really needs to be fixed. My only thing with having Bachman fix the faces on their engines, though, is that I don't want them to go and fix the faces and then update them to be CGI faces. I'd rather, if they're fixing these engines' faces to make them better, keep them model series instead of having to update the entire range to have CGI faces. But that's just me. I know for sure that if they were to ever go and update the faces, that Mattel would absolutely not allow them to keep them model series styled, but whatever. We're having some great issues getting this lengthy cable untangled from itself, so that way we could actually run Thomas and his coaches, and then Toby and his museum coaches. So I will be right back. We will return once I have the track set up. Alright, so after taking some time to set up the track, we are ready to plug in the transformer see if we can get a train, our engines moving. Alright. So, Thomas works. It's pretty rad. Alright then, well, guess there's only one thing to do now. And that is to see if Toby will work. And for this, we will put his museum coaches on the track. There we go. Alright, Toby. Do your stuff. Toby? Toby? I don't know if you can hear that through the camera, but he's making a lot of noise. So, overall, I'm still pretty happy with purchasing Toby. Let's see if we can get it to focus on the little guy. Just about. And I'm also still pretty glad I bought the Thomas starter set, so I could obviously have a way of running Toby as he takes off, but also so I could have this spare backup Thomas. He may not become the spare Thomas, he might become the standard Thomas I use when I use a Bachman Thomas in my videos. But I did definitely need the new set of Annie and Clarabelle. That he came with. I think the only way to send out this unboxing is with a bit of a special train.